Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Jeffrey. This is the Inquisitive Universe, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 phones that you can get for 250k. The top 5 phones that you can get for 250k. So let's just get into it. If you have 250,000, that is not a small amount of money. That money can pay rent for a decent apartment in some decent areas. Yeah, so that's not like small money. Basically, it's money for 1 year's rent. So if you are going out, if you have this amount of money and you're going out into the market, my guy, you have to shine your eyes very well. And that's why people have come and say, Jeffrey, how far 250k video? So that's why I'm making this one, because if you go out to the market and you're not careful, if you see some of what people are willing to sell to you as phones for 250k, hey, so you've got to be shining your eyes. And so let's just get straight into this video right away. So let's start off with our number 5 on this list, and that is the Redmi Note 13. Yes, so the Redmi Note 13. Oh, it's powered by Snapdragon 685. It runs on Android 13. It's got, Xiaomi's Hyper OS on top of the Android 13. For the display, it's a 6.67 inch AMOLED display. Resolution 1080p, refresh rate 120 Hz. For the cameras, it's got a whopping 108 megapixel camera, main camera with 16 MP selfie. So this setup records videos of 1080p at 30 FPS. What's the point of having a 108 megapixel camera when you can only record 1080p video? Overkill, if you ask me. Yeah, so for the battery, it's got a 5000 mAh battery, 33 watts of fast charge. This one is going to cost you 240,000 for a 4G phone at the level of the Snapdragon 685. And the sad thing is that this is actually one of the best phones that you can pick up for 250k. I'm only putting this one out here so that you can see what people are willing to sell, what companies are willing to sell to you for 250k. This phone should be around 200k, in my own honest opinion. And I am one of the big fans of Xiaomi. Ask people who know me from my Nairaland days. I'm a big Redmi fan, but these days not so much. I'm not hiding to say it. I will say the truth. I'm not the fear. I talk the truth, right? This phone should not even be up here. It should not be. I'm just putting this one up here so that you would know, right? So let's move on. Let's talk about the 4th phone on this list, and that is the Vivo Y28. The Vivo Y28 is a 5G phone, and it is powered by a Dimensity 6020 that runs on Android 13, paired with Vivo's Phone Touch OS. The display is a 6.56 inch LCD, 720p resolution. Need to say that runs at 90 Hz. For the cameras, there's a 50 MP main camera with an 8 MP selfie. It records 1080p videos. For the battery, there's a 5000 mAh battery here that fast charges at 15 watts. This 5G phone is going to cost you 250k roughly. Yeah, so you can see this one's got better performance, right? Better performance. It's got 5G. It's a more modern phone. And like, if you compare the performance of the Dimensity 6020 to the Snapdragon 685, you're going to see that there is a gap. There's a massive gap here. So if you're buying this one for 250, I'd advise it over the first one I first mentioned. So there is no 3rd phone on this list because 2 phones are sharing the 2nd position because they are basically the same phone. I am not kidding you. They are the same phone. They are the same phone, right? These phones are the Tecno Spark 20 Pro and the Infinix Hot 40 Pro. The Tecno Spark 20 Pro and the Infinix Hot 40 Pro. Now, both of them use the same MediaTek Helio G99, and they also both run on Android 13. The only difference is that the Spark 20 Pro runs on the Tecno's Hyos, whilst the Hot 40 Pro runs on Infinix XOS. Yeah, both phones use a 6.7 inch 1080p LCD, and they also both run at 120 Hz. Both phones use the same 108 megapixel camera and 32 MP selfie. Both phones also record videos of 1440p at 30 fps. Both phones have 5000 mAh battery and both phones use 33 watts of fast charge. Literally the same phone, right? And they also both sell for the same amount, 253,000. So both of these phones are second place on the list. They are tied for second place. The best phone that you can get right now for around 250k is the Nubia Neo 2. Yep, the Nubia Neo 2. I think I've done a video on the Nubia Neo 2 versus the Itel RS4 when it comes to the battle of the gaming phones. So the Nubia Neo 2 is powered by a Unisoc T820. That is not a processor that you should be hearing at this level, but I've always said this before and I will say it again. Unisoc has some very decent SoCs. It's just that nobody wants to use them. Nobody wants to use them. They'd rather go and pick up T606 or even the non-existent T603 or the SC98638. They'd rather go and pick up those ones, which for me is quite sad, unfortunately. It's quite sad. So yeah, for the display, okay, no, software first. It runs on Android 13. Then before you move on to the display, it's got a 6.72-inch LCD display, which is got resolution of 1080p and runs at 120 Hz. 50 MP main camera here with a 16 MP selfie, records 1080p videos at 30 fps. For the battery, it's got a 5200 mAh battery and it's got 33 watts of fast charge. This one is going to cost you 250 to 255,000. TD Africa, the ones that sell these ones. So that's most of it though. That's mostly the video. So at this level, the lowest performance you should be getting is possibly Helio G99, not even Snapdragon 685, because like, why? Right? Why? So the best SoC at this level is the T820, so that's going to be giving you very decent level of performance. Now, most of what they are selling at this level is 108 megapixel cameras. That's mostly what they are selling at this level. 108 megapixel camera and 1080p AMOLED or 1080p LCD, because if you go below this level, what you're mostly going to be seeing is 720p, 720p, 720p. Yeah, so at this level, please make sure that even if you're not going to be buying these phones, right, make sure that you are getting phones on the level of the Helio G99 and above, at the very least G99. If you can get Dimensity for 5G, even better. I believe that if you are going to be buying a phone of over 250k, you should be getting at least 5G. It's just that with 5G comes some trade-off like slower charging, you know, or maybe LCD instead of AMOLED and all that. But if you are getting at least 5G, your performance is guaranteed, your network speed is guaranteed and all that. Yeah, so you guys have seen the devices. So what do you have to say? What do you think? Which one do you think would be best for you as we've looked at them? What do you think the smartphone market and our currency, do you think it's going to recover back to pre-2020 times? I don't know. Just really, I don't know. Because some of these phones are here. Man, used to buy them for like 100k less, even more. But that's the way it is. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's small actions like this from you guys that help small channels like mine grow. I'm here to give you the information that you need. There's no brand sponsorship. There's nothing. It's just me taking the information and giving it to you raw and unfiltered. My name is Jeffrey. Thank you once more for coming to the Inquisitive Universe. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.